With The Sims, you sometimes start a game with a goal in mind and find yourself wildly off track. I really hate celebrities and I kind of wanted to mess with money vaults as I didn't do anything with them when Get Famous came out. I figured befriending the celebrities in Del Sol Valley could get me into their home where I could try to do a heist and take their stuff. So I set out to try to work my way into their world with a klepto sim. He's named Blackmail because I wanted to use him to make a living doing that with the Strangerville recordings, but it turns out that's not feasible. Now, one of the big problems with celebrities and Get Famous is that they're uppity snobs. You know, if I ran into Katy Perry or Tom Hanks out in the world, it'd be rude to run up to them and start asking for a picture, let alone their phone number, but they aren't going to stand on the street corner posing. These glowy jerks demand you fawn over them, but yet do not want to even make small talk with you. That's a pretty high horse to sit on given how good they are at making my game bug out. I made a freelancer to start making money, but I also needed to gain some fame. I grabbed a couple of these wonderful floating Pokeballs, the streaming drones. They stream alright, fame all day, at least until the batteries die, but you can just fire up another one and you're good to go. Fame comes in little bits while you do other stuff, so pay about $600, record yourself eating a bologna sandwich, and pick up 20 points of fame. The first day, I struggled at doing a simple level 1 programming job, somehow failed 4 times despite picking up a few levels. The drone recorded these failings and gave me fame the whole time, so at least I have that going on at this point. Yes, I have an awful lot of money for a new sim, but I've got my own rules about cheating. The first night, Vlad shows up. I find this infuriating because he's kind of messing with my footage if I wake up drained. So what do? I reset him. I'm like, now who sucks? But I also tried to turn him into a plant sim for some damn reason, and did anyone out there know that if you try this, evidently turns your sim into a plant sim? I just cannot understand this. So I'm Kelp, and I don't even know how to play a plant sim anymore. I never covered them. I buy a violin and head off to the gym, discovering he's low on water. I head into the bathroom and get some nice refreshing dihydrogen monoxide and play for the people there in the restroom. I pick up my first fame level, famous now for being the guy streaming in the bathroom, I guess. And I immediately take one of the best fame perks for sims who are trying to be famous for skill usage. Noticeable. Sometimes it gives you an injection of bonus fame while you're using one of the skills. My skills are not very high and it does have an impact on fame gains, so I go outside Judith's house to gain some skill in violin and stream the event. No one's around and I do this all night. When the sun rises, I catch Judith coming out of the house, but like I said, she won't talk to me even though I'm now a supernatural being. This place is just really pretty though. I could not resist to take a screenshot here. She walks off eventually. My sim is dying, I think, from being too thirsty, and there's no water anywhere in sight, and Judy won't even give me a drink. I use that go home button and realize it's stupid of me. Why do this when you can teleport by pressing M? So I Star Trek transport myself home and get that water. After refreshing other needs and getting some work done, he's hungry, so very logically, I make grilled cheese, which evidently is not in his diet. Plant sims evidently take sunlight to regenerate hunger. Sadly, after learning these two things about plant sims, I feel qualified to do a full guide to them because that's about all there is to it. At this point, it's a bit of a grind. I'm working on that second level of fame, which seems to be the hardest one. You're still unknown and don't have a lot of great perks. However, the streaming drone and some great public display of violin skills is helping. I have money, so I try out the Flaunt Well socials. They look like the kind of thing a one-hit wonder with no financial wit would do. And they're about that useful. They don't seem to do anything to make you more famous. Maybe this is true to life because I definitely wouldn't be impressed to see some jackass throwing $101 bills and talking to his stack of cash. When I travel to the celebrity homes, I take a bunch of sims with me to ensure that I have an audience. Since it's daytime, I also bring Vlad to try to get my revenge. He's on fire and I'm digging it, so I invite him cloud gazing. When it looks like it's over and he's suffered for about 2 hours, he suddenly pulls out an umbrella and my jaw drops. Like, why did he not do this earlier? To accelerate fame gains, I start actually recording, not just streaming. Media production is a pretty cool little skill in combination with the drones. You get to work on video quality and try to make them better, then upload them to the internet and get a daily income. It's good stuff, and the game has at least a couple dozen topics. Whatever you were doing while recording is the topic of the video, so it invites you to use different skills. You can check for trends daily. I take a group to the bluffs and finally get that 3rd fame level. This lets me take a perk that'll help me to talk to celebrities, so in combination with being level 3, I have next to no trouble striking up conversation with Thorn. However, Judy is a bigger star, so it's much more difficult. My sim manages the introduction, which is key, and starts to use some actual friendly socials. He even gets a few romance points. Yeah, it's like my sim has finally made it. My first target is Thorn, so I befriend him. I invite him to hang out somewhere and pick his house. I use the bathroom before him, hoping to make him have an accident, but he holds it. I do wish that I could trot while my sim's in bladder failure mode. Looking around his house, I see that there is no safe. The expansion features a money vault, and there's not one in there filled with money. I feel a bit disappointed, so I steal his statue, and then try to eat some grub. He's cool with me having some animal crackers, but won't let me scramble some eggs. I proceed to take a couple more items, try to sleep in his bed, hit on his wife, and finally leave kind of upset. There is one more celebrity home, and my sim has developed the hots for her. Okay, so I'll try another celebrity home. I was aiming to romance Judith anyway. She seems to have taken a liking to me, so I head to the celebrity-only club because I feel there's a good chance she'll show up there. I encounter this extremely frustrating behavior that can only be called a bug. It looks so silly to tell him to sit down 4 times and he goes back to gawk at the celebrity. I would ask that I have complete control over my sims, please. Due to this, I don't really recommend you ever visit this club. It's so empty and the celebrities act like morons there, and so do your own sims. After hours pass and only talking to a bartender, I decide to try Judith's house, and she's actually there. I thought I'd be standing outside, but instead she tells me to come right in. Cool, I'm in. Now time to romance Judith with my amazing level 4 charisma and B-lister celebrity. It is way too easy at this point. All the romance socials are unlocked for me. She turns down a first kiss, but agrees to woohoo, and I look for the vault. It's right around the corner, and it's empty. The only celebrity home to have a vault is empty. If it had some money, you could try to pull off a heist. Players have to set this up themselves, and I find it kind of annoying. At least that is done in this file, so I can come back and try to steal it. But if you did want to set up a scenario, it looks like you could try to do so. I put 20,000 simoleons in just to get a look at it, and it hits the max visual level as I expected it to based on what I'd seen. I knew you could woohoo in these, so I take Judith back to the vault to give it a try, as I'd not seen it. It looks wild. I wonder if people actually do this. Now that he has made his deposit, I decide I'll complete his little story by marrying my way into her wealth, and while she rejects me the first time, he tries again to up that romance level, risking demonetization. On try number 2, she says yes, and we plan a wedding immediately. Her family won't have time to warn her about black. And by the way, yes, my woohoo video is indeed demonetized. We do a ceremony at the top of the Stargazer Lounge. I invite everyone I know, but not Vlad. I've not done a Sims wedding in a long time, and a holiday interferes with the objective, so I don't know what to do. I place one of the wedding arches and attempt to kickstart the ceremony. They stand there for ages, evidently chatting about what a great time they had in the money pile. After a time, I start to smell a bug and have to reset everyone at the wedding. While I'm doing this, it frees up or something. The other Sims start to gather, and I miss the moment they marry. Oh well, it was not the main goal. With the wedding over, I move him into her home, and they have a sweet 200,000 to live on. This is the image of a man satisfied. He's met his goals, and now too so have I. I've taken my revenge on the celebrities by taking their things, and I have full control over Judith's estate. I play around a bit with the vault to see the different levels and try to take a good screenshot for a page I want to make on them. Unique objects are a good topic, and I'd like to look into what the flaunting wealth is really doing for you. Maybe it's giving fame and I'm just not seeing it. Despite all the bugs I encountered along the way, really just a few annoyances, I had a pretty good time playing out this scenario tonight. Things didn't go as planned, but it was a unique play session, and that's something that The Sims can provide. The unexpected stuff is usually entertaining. I got really derailed by a few of these things and definitely shifted my goals around, but came to a satisfying conclusion. At any point when I'm playing Sims and I have this much money, I find it hard to continue. Legacies and dynasties just aren't for me. I'll get back to some base game guides once I'm done looking at the money aspects of Get Famous. If you like my stuff, consider supporting us with Patreon or sharing my videos. That helps too. Thanks a lot for watching as always.